Hey everyone, today we're going to create a card wipe sort of effect in Fusion. Hi, my name is Mohit from ThenikaCreations.com. Let's get started. First of all, I need to apologize to my subscribers for not putting out a video in the last 10 months or so. I'm extremely sorry for that. It was just that I got busy with work. From now on though, I'll try my best to upload regularly. With that out of the way, let's get into the tutorial. To make it easier for you to understand, let's figure out how we're going to achieve this result. We're going to use the 3D system and the camera projection technique. We'll use 3D shapes, planes specifically, as cards, duplicate it and project the texture onto the cards and animate them. Inside Fusion, I have my logo loaded in. For now, I'm going to let it be as it is. The first node that we're going to add is a shape 3D. So Shift spacebar 3sh. Click on OK. Next, we'll add a merge 3D. Shift spacebar 3mg. Then a render 3D. We'll also need a camera. So add a camera 3D. Since I'm going to project my footage from the camera, I'll also add a UV map 3D node. By default, the UV map 3D node is set to planar. We'll set it to the camera and an additional input for the camera will be added. Let's drag the shape 3D into the viewer. The shape 3D is set to the default shape, that is a plane. Let's rename it, call it main plane. Next, I'm going to connect my logo to the main plane. If we have a closer look at it, we'll realize the logo is squished horizontally and the whole logo is mapped onto the plane. Now if we add a duplicate 3D node, we're going to have multiple planes with the logo mapped on it individually, which is not what we want. This is where the camera projection technique comes in. So I'm going to connect the shape 3D to the UV map 3D node, and we'll also need to connect the camera to the UV map. Let's connect the UV map to the merge 3D and that to the render 3D to complete the 3D system. Okay, so let's drag the merge 3D in here. Notice we do not have the camera, so let's connect the camera to the merge 3D real quick. Let's drag the render 3D into the second viewer. Now we cannot see anything in the render 3D. That is because of the position of the camera. I'm going to tweak a few settings in the camera now to set it up for our job. Set the angle of view type to horizontal and the angle of view value to 90. Next, let's go into the Transform Controls tab and set the Z offset to 10. Bear with me with these numbers because they're going to make our calculations simple going forward. In the viewer, we can see that a part of our logo is being projected onto our plane. As of now, there is only one plane and we need more to fill up the whole region. We'll be adding multiple rows and columns of the plane. But before that, I'm going to move the main plane to the extreme left here. To do that, I'm going to select the main plane and go to the Transform Controls. Now it's here the values that we set for the camera comes in handy. We had set the camera to horizontal, the AOV was set to 90 and the Z offset was set to a value of 10. So naturally, entering a value of 10 in the X offset will take the main plane to the extreme left. But there's a problem. To explain that, let's select the quad view for the viewer 1 and press F4 to isolate the viewer. If we zoom in on the top view by using the plus button on the keyboard, we can see that the center of the plane is at the edge of the camera. Whereas I want the edge of the plane at the edge of the camera. So press F4 again to go back to the normal view. Open the pivot drop down and set the X pivot value to 0.5. Now the pivot is exactly where it is intended, but we also want to move the plane this side. Since we set 0.5 here, I'm going to subtract that over here and set the value to 9.5. Perfect. Next, we need to add a duplicate 3D node right after the main plane. Shift spacebar, duplicate 3D. We're going to use this one for the rows, so let's rename it as row. First, I'm going to come out of the quad view. Now with the row selected, I'm going to set the number of copies to 20. Nothing happens because all the copies are in same place. So if we set a value of 1 to the X offset, we can see the duplicate copies. But it is going in the wrong direction. So let's make the X offset -1. Now we can see in the viewer that the logo is projected onto the planes. You'll notice that vertically we are not getting the entire logo projected onto the planes. For this example, we'll also be adding few columns for the plane. In case we just wanted the rows and wanted the entire logo projected onto them, we can select the main plane and inside the transform controls, under scale, let's deselect the lock XYZ and then increase the Y value. But we are not going to do that, so set it back to default, lock XYZ. Just to show you where we have reached, I'm gonna select the row, and if we play with the X rotation, you'll know that we are going in the right direction. Okay, let's set it to default for now, and I'm gonna make a small tweak to the X offset. Instead of -1, I'm gonna set it to -0.99, just so that there are no overlapping vertices between the planes. Before going forward, I'm gonna select this camera and rename it Projection Cam. Since this camera is used for projection, we are not gonna use it as our main camera. So let's add a new one. Shift spacebar camera 3D and rename it as main cam. Then connect that to the merge 3D. Yes, we can connect multiple cameras to a single merge 3D. But right now the renderer 3D is using the projection cam. So we need to change that. Select the renderer 3D and change the camera to main cam. Next, I'm going to select the main cam and go to the transform controls. And for now, I'm going to set the Z offset to 80. We'll give it an animation at a later stage. Now to add columns, let's add another duplicate 3D. Call it column. This time I'm going to set the Y offset to 0.99 and the number of copies to 5. But if we see in the viewer, we'll notice that the column copies are going in one direction, that is upwards. So the bottom portion of the logo does not get a plane to be projected onto. To address that, I'm going to add a transform node. So shift spacebar 3xf. Adjust the Y offset to place the plane in the right position. I'm going to add a background for better visibility. Add a background node. Make it white and connect the renderer 3D to the background. Drag the merge to the viewer. Next, we'll get into the cool part, the animation. First, I'm going to set the timeline to 100 frames. I'll also set 1 as the start frame. Okay, so I want the animation to happen between the first and the 60th frame. So I'll go to frame 60, select the row and set a key for X rotation. You can do that by double clicking on this small vertical rectangle and then select the column and do the same. Set a key for X rotation. Notice the X rotation value is 0 in both the cases. That is because I want the animation to end at 60th frame, meaning the logo has to settle down to this position. Once again, I'm going to select the row and at frame 1, I'm going to set a value of -135 for X rotation. Then select the column and for the X rotation, set a value of -135. Let's go into the spline editor. We have both the column and row visible. If we just needed the selected node, we can click on this selection button. I'm not going to do that. Ctrl A to select all, then press AF to flat. Let's press T to bring up the ease in ease out values. Select these keys and set a value of 70 over here. Select these and set a value of 50. Let's play it. it does look a little weird, but then we can tweak different parameters to make it look the way we want it. For example, we can change the Y pivot of the column to 1 and the output changes. But here I'm going to set it back to 0. Next, let's go ahead and give the camera some motion. The first thing I'm going to do is to select the main cam and open up the pivot. I'm going to right click on the Z pivot and select expression. Next, I'm going to click on this plus and drag it to the Z offset. That will make a connection between the Z offset and the Z pivot. Right now, the Z pivot has the same value as that of the Z offset, but I want it to be the negative of Z offset. Let's add a minus sign in front of it. This process just makes controlling the camera a little bit easier. At frame 1, I want the camera to be in line with the logo. So I'm going to set the Y rotation to -90. Set a key on that. And then get it closer. So set the Z offset to 20. And set a key there. Then let's go to frame 60 and set the Y rotation to 0. Set a key there. I'll go 10 frames forward to 70 and set the Z offset value to 80. Remember, this was the Z offset value that we worked with till now. A key will be automatically added. Next, let's go into the spline editor. This time click on the selection. Ctrl A to select all keyframes and F to flatten them. Select these two keyframes and set the ease in value to 70. Select these two keyframes and set the ease out value to 50. Okay, let's play it now. I don't like how it's come out, so I'm gonna tweak a few parameters in the main plane. At 60, I'm gonna set a key for the Y rotation. Go to frame 1 and increase the value maybe to around 60. Let's play it now. Better. But let me make one more tweak. I'm gonna increase the X pivot value to 1.5. Let's play now. Okay, let's increase it to 2. And play. Maybe 3. Play again. Okay, 2.5. Play it. Much better. Let's now improve the composite. So I'm going to select this merge and at frame 8, set a key for the blend value. Go to frame 1, take the value down to 0. Go to the spline editor, select blend, select this key, press F to flat. Press T to bring up the ease in, ease out values and set the ease in value to 50. Come back to the flow. So now we get a nice little fade in. Next, I'm going to add a little DOF. So go to frame 30, select the renderer 3D, change the renderer type to OpenGL renderer, open accumulation effects, select enable accumulation effects, increase the quality all the way up to 10 and set a key there. Now set the amount of DOF blur to 0 and set a key there. Let's now go to frame 6 and increase the amount to, let's see, about there. Go to the spline editor, select the amount of DOF and select the keys at frame 30. Press F to flat. I'm also going to select the main cam and set the plane of focus to 3.5. Let's play it now. Okay, most of our work is done. I'm going to quickly add a vignette. For the vignette, let's add a background node. Then add an ellipse mask to the background. Connect the background to merge 1. Drag the new merge to the viewer. Select the ellipse and click on invert. Increase the soft edge value all the way and adjust the shape. I'm going to select the merge to and decrease the blend value to 0.65. And finally, this is what we have achieved. So that's it for today. I hope you learned something useful from this tutorial. Please leave a like and a comment. If you're not subscribed to the channel already, please press the red button below. Apart from Fusion tutorials, I'm also planning few tutorials in other softwares as well, website building and much more. So stay tuned and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.